can get that a little bit better. There we go. Hey, good morning, everybody. Listen, how are you doing? How are you doing this morning? I am out and I have some things that I need to take care of this morning, and I'm just waiting for some of you to get on this live. I'm going live on YouTube here. But I want to just go on and just start with, hey, show up anyway. Listen, the most important thing that you can do every single day is show up for yourself. Nobody's going to show up for you. Okay? And let me tell you something. I know for a fact that if you don't show up for yourself, it conveys a message. It conveys a message that you're not that serious about what you want to do, and not that comfortable or confident or resolute about who you are. So you got to show up. Here's what I know for sure. Everybody's different. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just saying that if you don't advocate for yourself, if you don't show up for yourself, if you don't command your presence in the world, and that is not adversarially. When I say command your presence, that means that the spot that you occupy, the space that you occupy, that you reign over that space, that you are in control of that space, that you are confident in that space. You understand what I'm saying? So showing up for yourself conveys so many variables that people interpret. You know what I mean? So you have to be able to say to yourself, I'm showing up for me. I'm showing up for me. I've been an entrepreneur most of my adult life, and the one thing I have learned to really master is discipline. Discipline when it comes down to my job. So I have worked in a brick and mortar for nearly 30 years, but I have been remote for the past maybe 6 or 7 years. And because I've been so disciplined over the tenor of my life, working remotely was not even a problem for me. I know how to manage my time. And I know how to lock in and get laser focused. Doesn't mean I do it perfectly every day. It's just a discipline and a practice of mine to be disciplined, right? All right. So where I'm going with this is, even though I work remotely, I get dressed for work. Because if I was going into the office, I would dress accordingly. So when I work for myself, I go into my office, I dress accordingly, because I take myself seriously. When I'm engaging people, perhaps on Zoom, I want to look presentable and professional. And so it's important to me that I do that for me. I'm not doing it to impress anybody. So that's what I'm trying to convey to you, is that when you show up for yourself, you are grounded in who you are. You are principled about why you're here and what it is that you want to achieve. Showing up for yourself means that you got to push through discomfort. Sometimes showing up for yourself means that you may have to cry sometimes, but you wipe your eyes and you take some deep breaths, and you tell yourself, hey, come on, let's get it. Let's pull this thing together. And I just wanted to, just encourage you to not sit on the sidelines. Don't hand your power over to anybody else. Don't expect for people to make accommodations for you. Make accommodations for yourself. Make accommodations for yourself. And I can be honest with you, listen, I'm not always, a lot of people think I am confident, and I'm pretty sure I convey confidence. I don't always feel confident. Put it that way, feel. No, yesterday I talked about feelings, right? I don't always feel confident. If I am learning something new, and I have been in a steep learning curve for about 7 to 8 months now, if I'm learning something new, I don't feel all that confident. But guess what? I show up as though I am confident. I show up, and it's not pretentious or anything like that. It's like, hey, I'm still learning. So I give myself credit for being in a space of learning. Because see, here's the thing. I'm going to divert for a moment. There's a difference between learning and knowing. Hey, y'all, I don't know who's on because I'm driving, so I can't really address you by name, but I'm glad you're joining me on this live. But there's a difference between learning and knowing. When you show up feeling like you have to know, or that you know all things, or that in and of itself mindset closes you off to new data that can really help you to become your best or do your best work. So one of the things that I want to encourage you is to come into a space of learning. So even though I may not be confident per se around a particular skill that I'm trying to develop, I do show up because I know that it takes courage to show up and learn. To show up and learn, and to embrace the challenge, and to keep moving when you don't feel like it. To keep moving when it seems hard. To keep moving and showing up for yourself when you don't think people believe in you. To keep, even if your knees are knocking and your hands are shaking, still show up. I'll never forget back in last November, I went on a sales call. Never been on a sales call before in my life, but I had the training and everything. I said, okay, God, let's do this. And I went into this meeting, and I wasn't really totally sure that I had memorized everything that I had learned, but I went in there, I took what I had, and I did my best. So here's my challenge to you. Take what you have and work it. Don't try to evaluate it. Don't try to measure it. Take what you have and work what you have, because that's what showing up is all about as well. It's like, here's what I have, and I'm going to make the best of it. Here's what I have, and I'm going to go for it. And don't worry about perfection. Don't worry about trying to, make sure that all your T's are crossed and all your I's are dotted. Just do the doggone thing. Just do it. Stop thinking so much and just do it. So today I'm talking about showing up anyway. Show up. Get up. Put your clothes on. Get yourself together. Get your mindset in a powerful state. Believe in yourself. And if you're lacking a little confidence and you're feeling like, hey, I'm feeling a little down, get in front of that mirror and you say, I don't know where your faith is, but if you believe in God or believe in Jesus, say, I can do all things through Christ. If not, lean into your faith, whatever that might be for you. And say, I can do all things. I can do all things. I am not mediocre. I am powerful. And you declare these things over your life. And the more you say it to yourself, the more you believe it, the more you believe it, the more you embody it, the more you embody it, the more you live into it. Okay? All right, y'all. I've got to run, but I just wanted to